We got a lot of big things in the works for that car, man. That is the baby of the, that's the oldest child of the channel, and she's very special to the channel. So man, I really appreciate you guys just subscribing and watching the videos and everything, man, and killing it. And I hate to sound like a Strat, man, but the like squad been killing it, man. And the YouTube algorithm, I don't know how that giant worked, but it's been working. So they've been pushing the video. I guess you guys recommended or something like that. So you guys have been really watching the video, so I appreciate that. But that is not the topic of today's episode. Today's topic is we got something in the mail, and I told you it was coming. So if you watched the last 300 ZX video, well, I told you the chassis was ready. I told you I had something on the way. So without further ado, let's get right to it. We have here the Gforce adapter plate. And this is from Gforce. I got this from a guy who was doing the LS swap. He decided to go a different route, but we got this from Gforce. And even further under here, we got our Flywheel. And this is the Flywheel the Gforce also makes. So it's an entire kit. I got some stickers. I got hella stickers. So Gforce Performance, crossmembers.com or whatever. But it comes with Flywheel here, this adapter plate, and nuts and bolts. Basically what that allows me to do is take our 5-speed transmission that's under there, under the trash right there, and mate it to our LS. So you got to provide a clutch. I got one. So the 2 bolts I need, I don't know if you guys can see that. There you go. Yep. So this is the rear main seal. This is the rear cover of the engine, and there's 2 bolts that one goes here and one goes here, from under here or whatever. And so at first they were some really long bolts, because the timing, not the timing cover, the oil pan, the bolt started down here somewhere. So the oil pan was extended out here for the truck, and so it go in, it's like a really long bolt, but now we don't need to be that long. Okay, so I just went to where did I go? Tractor Supply, got these are some M6 by 1 bolts. I'll give you the exact measurement of them. So M6 by 1 millimeter, focus, times 30. So pretty decent length. Got the first one in there, right there. And so you can see, I don't know if you guys can be able to tell, but I just tightened it down all the way. But as you can see, there's literally no gap right here. If you look further down here, I don't have the bolt in, there's gap. So you absolutely need this to seal the oil pan up, because if I didn't have this, it'd leak right here. There was a little bit of residue, a little bit of oil that had seeped out. So I'm really happy with that. It closed the gap all the way up. I don't know if the camera's really picking up the size of the gap, but it's tight down here. You can't even get a piece of paper. And here, there's a gap. So I'm gonna put this last one in. Then the oil pan. Then the oil pan should be ready to go. And we'll pull the engine off of the stand and we'll start working on mating it to the trans. All right, guys. So I got the blocked engine down here for now. So let's hope that doesn't tip over and crash on top of it. Okay, so I'm gonna stop for today. Video is gonna continue probably tomorrow, but I gotta get ready for tonight. So I'm gonna end it here. Let me turn the brightness up. So we got the adapter plate on. There were 5 of these bolts, but I was only able to use 4 because this hole here is not drilled out on this block. So I assume that's where it's supposed to go, but there's no hole there, so couldn't use it. But I used the bolts that they gave with some washers. So got the Flywheel on there, but the bolts that I got, I don't think are gonna work. So I'm gonna have to just go buy some bolts, some Flywheel bolts, to get that to work. Let me get those in there. So I'm gonna just go buy some new ones. I'm not gonna reuse the old ones because they weren't really long enough, I'm guessing, maybe because of the auto. Maybe they're different with the manual. So I'm gonna go get some of those, buy some if I can't find them, get that bolted down, torque those down to 74 foot-pounds. So I'll buy that tomorrow, and then we'll put the clutch and the pressure plate on, and hopefully make the trans up to it. We got a Flywheel bolts, got them from Amazon. These are ICT billet. I mess with ICT billet the long way. Those are the guys who did the bracket, the bracket setup on the for this motor. I use ICT billet for their pulley drive, accessory drive, or whatever. Fit perfectly, and so I'm using their bolts here, Flywheel bolts. So here's a neato little trick that you can do, and I've seen plenty of people do this, but I just thought it was really cool. And I wasn't even going to film me torquing these things down. Got my torque wrench here. I wasn't even going to film this part. I was just going to do it and tell you I did it, which is normally what I do. But I really wanted to kind of show this. I'm sure you could look this up and find this, but you know, you got your engine out. You need a way to lock the flywheel while you're doing stuff. This is the way to do it. Thread a bolt into the flywheel itself. I think this is an old water pump bolt that I had, and I just threaded that into the head itself. I'm not paying attention. And boom, once you start torquing it the right way, it'll put pressure on that bolt, won't be able to move, and it'll lock the whole thing up. So I'm putting like 73.5 pounds on these bolts, and so I just wanted to share that with you guys, a quick little trick that I'm using to lock this thing up. So we got the flywheel on there, you saw that before, and we got the clutch and the pressure plate. So that's done. Everything's been torqued down to spec. Be careful when you put those pressure plate bolts in, because they will snap. They don't require much. I think I torqued them down like 18 foot-pounds. I'm getting some varying answers as to what they should be torqued down to, so I just went with 18. That's what I saw on Z1 for 300ZX torque specs or whatever. Because when I did this before, when I was doing the manual swap, so that was on the other engine, I snapped one of them into that flywheel, and so I was just running with fewer bolts than I needed. So I took care to use my torque wrench this time and torque them down not too hard. So they're on there. Found my clutch alignment tool, it's in there. So yeah, that's that. Clutch assembly is complete. That's how I didn't show you, but it's pretty simple. People got it online. You can find out how to put it, how to change the clutch. It's really simple if you don't have. Once you take the trans off, it's not much to it. So that's complete. What's next is freaking putting the transmission on.